Hello everyone, and thanks to all of you for participating in our training webinar. Let me introduce myself. I'm Elona, part of marketing team of Sun Ballast. Today we will mainly deal with two issues: how to solve problems of wind resistance and load per square meter on the roof with Sun Ballast. I'll explain you some technical and commercial details about our solutions. Today I'm here with my colleague Gerald.
Hello everyone.
We address this issue precisely because with the arrival of winter and strong winds, exceptional events become more and more frequent, which is why wind resistance of PV systems becomes an important topic. But wind resistant does not often mean heavy. A structure for PV systems can be highly resistant to wind while not affecting too much the weight on the roof. Let's find out now the solution, that in this case is the Connect system, that can solve these two issues. I'll just pass the word to my colleague Gerald so he can show us all the technical information.
The wind resistance of our system is a fundamental element, as the Sun Ballast product is a patent in order not to create holes in the roof and therefore must withstand the wind stress. To do this, our technical department sizes and checks what the concrete elements are, respecting the regulations and therefore offering a product that is adequate and safe. As far as the regulations are concerned, all regions at an international level present reference speed on the basis of which the wind pressure are calculated based on speed reference. Today we will see in detail our system which allow us to include, let's say, to guarantee high wind performance, high wind resistance in the face of limited loads on the roof, which we will see later why. Connect system allows to ease laying operations and therefore to ease the work of the installers in the site, making it quick and easy. Right now we are using our software that allows to design PV system on flat roofs, as you see on the video. I've already made up an example with a system using the 10-degree Connect system. The catalog of the software, it is possible as of the Connect system uses the various inclination that we offer. So, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 degrees and 30 degrees with the horizontal laying. While the vertical laying, it is possible only with 10-degree inclination, as you can see from this preview. Since this year, we have a new product, the Sun Ballast sail-shaped Connect system, that allows you to install two modules next to each other without space between rows. But we'll analyze this topic more deeply in coming webinars with Elona. Sun Ballast Connect system, as you can see it, is extremely simple. There are three types of ballasts: a frontal one, a central ballast, and the last one, a terminal one that ends the rows of the panels. The distance in between the rows is fixed because it determined by the middle item, and therefore a grid of ballast and panels that are connected and linked with each other is created, that we can say that this is the real strength of the system. Despite the grid of the ballast and panels, the system is still adjustable, as sometimes it happens to have some obstacles on flat roofs, like we see in the next design. Despite this, Sun Ballast Connect system makes it even possible to overcome these obstacles. And specifically the software, as I'm showing you, as you can see right now, it allows you to delete the panels that cannot be installed because, for example, you have obstacles or chimneys, skylights or other types of obstacles. As you can see, the software makes it possible to delete panels you don't want to install and relocate automatically the instantaneous what are the materials, therefore the ballast that we have. Now, I want to show you more specifically the resistance features of the Connect system. Sun Ballast Connect system is extremely innovative because it is connected and fully linked support. So it doesn't unload the wind load just on the ballast, but it distributes load to other elements that are items of the structure too, as you can see it from the pictures. So the glass panel and the fixing part, clamps and the screws. This feature is quite important and needs to be considered in order to fully understand our advice and therefore the calculation and sizing we offer. This calculation method is the result of studies and analyses that our research and development department has carried out in these years, as the regulations still have some gaps in regard to the PV item sizing on the flat roofs. So this is why Sun Ballast decided to invest in this test that I will show you shortly. Because sometimes, very often, there are some misunderstanding and the regulation doesn't provide precise direction. So many times there is the risk of undersizing or oversizing the elements and the structure. There are two types of studies that Sun Ballast has performed. The first one, as you can see from the picture, are some laboratory tests that took place in the wind tunnel laboratory. We have subjected the structure to wind flows in unfavorable conditions, so is unwind layouts on the end part of the system to determine what were the stresses that arise on the structure and any displacement, lifting or overturning, consequent to the action of the wind at certain critical speeds. The second test we performed are some analyses made in collaboration with Azotec, an office analysis to the Connect system by simulating the wind effect on the structure. And because of these studies, we have reached some relevant results and a better awareness of the structure and a high precision and quality. Through these studies and analyses that we performed, we managed to outline the resistance of our system. The resistance of the Connect system based on the system configuration and based on the panel's rows you are taking into consideration. Because of this test, we observed that the end rows are subject to a higher wind pressure and therefore to a greater stress, while instead from the third row onwards you'd have reduced pressures. So, we consider these factors in the sizing we make every day. In regard to the wind resistance and anticipated earlier, the Connect system guarantees high performance and resistance. Despite this, several times some additional to the structure are needed, and Sun Ballast offers two different categories for attachment in this catalog to integrate the structure for specific reason, which may concern the configuration of the system or to ensure further increase in performance in presence of wind. The first attachment, as you can see it, in a sheet metal, a windbreak cover that is put on the back of the ballast in order to close the rear end. By using this attachment, also proved by the fluid dynamic test, we notice a reduction of the wind coefficients. So, it becomes a very important attachment when you have a peculiar windy situation. While the second attachment, it is a concrete item. It is an additional snapping concrete weight that is placed on the ballast in the middle thanks to the U shape, and it allows us to increase locally the stabilizing the weight of the middle ballast. So these two attachments are used and needed only in special cases, especially to solve some problems related to the roof or to the wind.
As we have seen with you in the Connect system, the rows are connected to each other. That's why it is called Connect. Besides being highly wind resistant, the Connect system has another advantage, that is the distributed load in the roof. In fact, as you can see from the pictures, the load is distributed uniformly, both in the first and in the second picture, in which is even more clear on the involved roof area and indicated in red. The Connect system has a double purpose in relation to the distributed load. First thing you solve is the weight problems related to load on the roof. For example, when we have old buildings. Instead, as a second thing, it falls in those regulating ranges that allow you to be in compliance with seismic regulations that requires a load limit on the roof. I don't know, Erald, is there anything you'd like to add for distributed load?
Yes, Ilona. In fact, the Connect system has two fundamental aspects that define it: the strong wind resistance and the low load on the roof. It is a conformation that guarantees a number of loads on the roof that are evenly distributed, as you can see from the scene. These loads never exceed 20 to 25 kg per square meters. Connect system allows to distribute the weight evenly both for small buildings and big buildings. Therefore, the distribution of weight it is guaranteed and even because of the linked rows. This feature is valid for all our systems in general, specifically for the Connect system and for all the inclination of this system.
Another advantage of the Connect system is the speed of installation. As you well know, I'm referring to who already used our system or who already managed to watch some of our videos or webinars. Sun Ballast stands out exactly for the simplicity and speed of installation. Our product, in fact, allows installation times up to 70% faster than the traditional system. In fact, the Connect system, as the other traditional Sun Ballast structures, has nothing to assemble. You do not have to make holes on the roofs. It is very simple to install. You just need to position the sheath between the roof and the ballast. It is a protective sheath, EPDM sheath. After that, you just have to put the ballast on the sheath. Each ballast is equipped with M8 bushing, so you do not have to make holes on the ballast. At the end, you have to install the PV panel by using a kit of central or terminal clamps that we already provide with our kit. In this matter, I take the opportunity to show you a short video of installation, showing how practical and easy to install our system is. This is showing you the sheath, the ballast, and how the panels are installed with the use of the kit. Now let's talk about the available inclinations. Erald already anticipated a bit the Connect system available inclinations by showing in Sun and the product catalog. Specifically, we have several inclinations and I want to remind you them, starting from the smallest one, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, 15, 20, and 30 degrees. These inclinations are all available for the horizontal laying, while for the vertical laying we also have the 10-degree. Herald has anticipated a new product of 2020, which is the 5-degree sail-shaped Connect system, but we will deal with it another time. Another advantage of this system that is highly appreciated by installers and distributors is the low price. In fact, as you know, the weight of the ballast affects, as the first thing, the transport, as second thing affects the cost of the final price that we find in the offer. In this case, as it is linked system and consisting of 3 ballast, the weight is less. So this means that we will have less transport cost and also a cheaper cost of the quote itself than the traditional systems, as well as our ballasts. In addition to this, still talking about the transport, I want to point that as soon as the order is confirmed, we have our clients fill out a form to put together several needed information to organize the transport. As for example, the delivery address, the contact person, the number of the person that the transport company needs to call, infos on the access street, if there is the need of forklift, and so on. This is because we want to organize the transport as best as we can and deliver the quickest service we can, not only for the design phase or the commercial one, but also for the phase after the order is confirmed until the delivery directly on the site. About that, in organizing the transport, if in the site there is the forklift or crane, there is no problem. We can organize the transport with tarpaulin truck so as to allow better handling directly from the truck to the roof. This is where there is the crane. Where there isn't, no problem. We can organize the transport with a truck that has tail lift. I want to point that it is possible to organize the delivery both to your company and directly on site. I'm mentioning this again because it is a thing that installers appreciate a lot in order to avoid moving the goods more and more times and as a consequence avoid additional costs for the transport. The delivery times are quick, a bit like our services. So we need only 2 to 3 working days to deliver in the north of Italy, 3 to 4 working days to deliver in the center of Italy, 4 to 5 days for the south and island, and 5 to 6 working days to deliver abroad Italy. We have always material ready for delivery. We have a minimum stock of 1,000 items for each inclination. This is because in the past years we have grown a lot and we have different production sites in several Italian locations. We have 2 in the north of Italy, 1 in the center, and 2 in the south. This is to always guarantee minimum stock, quick delivery, and above all, availability of materials that, as we know well, the projects are made slightly earlier than as soon as the order is confirmed, we all have to rush. So we want to be of support not only on the roofs but on service as well. Apart from this, I want to conclude this subject by saying that all our ballasts are provided still in packaging, taking in consideration the weight and the volume, to be even cheaper. I want to remind you that the system doesn't need additional accessories because it is very resistant. So, this is to another plus of the system. Now, after having explained all the related points to the Connect system, let's talk about the technical service. The technical service that Sun Ballast offers is very important. Now, Erald will explain you in detail how we are formed, how many technicians we have, and so on. But from my side, being part of the commercial area, as I deal directly with installers, distributors, designers, it is a plus because within 4 hours from the offer request, we will provide the project and other information that we will go through. In order to do the technical project, commercial in charges always ask for several information. Specifically, we ask for the height of the building, presence of parapet, location, inclination, and layout. This is because afterwards we send all these pieces of information to the technical department. What happens afterwards is that our technicians, our professionals, offer you within a few hours from the request a technical report. It contains several information as the technical drawing of the system, bill of materials, sizing calculation. Possibly, we offer also 2 more services: the technical report signed by a qualified technician, that in this case is our responsible of the technical department, Andrea Calza, and we constantly offer phone technical support. Now I want to describe better the technical service, and Erald can also add a few things.
Exactly, Ilona, as you said, Sun Ballast cares a lot about its technical advice and about the technical service that we offer every day to our clients. Andrea is responsible of the technical department and he works and cooperates with 7 other colleagues. And they operate quickly every day in order to offer the best technical solution and the most suitable one for our clients in needs. In the operational phase, we always try to understand that what the real needs of our clients are, and therefore a human relationship is established too, that in my opinion it is very important from this point of view, and we propose the most suitable solution and system without underestimating the reliability and safety in compliance with the current regulation. So we contact our clients directly, the installers and designers, to get the information we need. And we take care in detail of our proposal that in the offer phase aren't only formed by the offer itself, but also by a technical report that includes sizing calculation, bill of materials, a drawing of position in seam of what are the weights and accessories by the assembly sheets concerning the product used. The technical department also consists of research and development that works to improve the products that we already have in our catalog. So to improve the quality of this and to have all the certification that they need, so the most precise and transparent as possible with our clients. The research and development department also works to create new products that satisfies market's needs, but also the need of single client, so designing items and ballast with precise geometric sizes and basically customized ballast. So this is briefly what our office does every day. The technicians are available for clarification on any doubt and questions. Another thing that I want to mention is the technical and commercial department has the purpose to always provide the best solution both for technical and economic commercial point of view. Now let's talk more about the field of application. I just want to make clear where it's possible to use our ballast. Let's start from the first one. The fields of application, it is an ever-current subject because I receive requests every day from our clients or from someone interested to ask me if ballast can be positioned on a type of surface rather than the other one. So some ballast can be laid on all the flat surfaces, on all the flat roofs, and by legislation, the flat roofs have the slope that goes from 0 to 5 degrees. The type of surface on the roof can be as we are seeing right now. Paved terraces, for example. Now let's move to the gravel. Gravel roofs. There are no problems installing our ballast on gravel roofs. If the gravel it is already on the roof, the ballast can be laid directly on the gravel. It is necessary to make sure that the material is well compacted so there are no accentuated differences in height which can lead to tension. In particular on the fixing of a piece of advice that I always give to installers is not to install long panel rows. Or still regarding the gravel roofs, the gravel can be removed in order to lay the ballast. Meaning that if you have a gravel roof, you can lay the ballast removing the gravel from its floor surface, so you can do this way too. Or a third situation that often happen is that installers have to lay the ballast on the present of flat roof or with a sheath coating and they ask us if they can fill the roof with gravel. Yes, it can be done. There is no problem. As a matter of fact, from a certain point of view, it is. So in regards the gravel roofs, I think I said everything. Regarding the typical sheath flat roofs, also there is no problem. Our ballasts are compatible with the classic bituminous sheath. We advise to put our sheath in between the ballast and the roof, since this year it consists of two items that there are in the end of each element. This is a sheath that is compatible with all the roofs and has all the relevant certification. It is fireproof, it has an excellent resistance to the compression and has an excellent durability. In regard to the green roofs, even for there is no problem. You don't necessarily have to put the sheath. In this case, as you wouldn't risk damaging it with concrete elements. In this case, you need to pay attention to the compactness of the materials, of the grass or of the soil. Generally, we advise to use higher ballast and in this case that we are showing you so that the growth of the grass doesn't affect the panel production. Our system can be installed also on the ground, meaning on gravel, on soil, or as I'm showing you on the ground. In that case, you can put anti-growth sheets, as is this example. Or our clients make a concrete floor, so that is even easier to install. Here too, the only attention to pay is that the floor has to have an initial preparation, so there aren't differences in height, and so the rows are aligned and as more coplanar as possible. Regarding the roofs that have quite relevant slopes, as I said at the beginning, the Italian legislation established that the flat roofs can have a slope up to 5 degrees. So, up to 5 degrees, our support doesn't present any problem. It can be installed without any particular trick. In the roof that have a higher slope, so from 5 to 10 degrees, the ballast can be installed. We advise to not install ballast with high inclinations. For example, in this case, we use the coplanar ballast, so at 0 degrees. In these cases, inclination we use some tricks to stop potential sliding of the elements over time. And so, we verify the wind sizing check in the same way of perfectly flat roofs. The only problem in these cases is that the support can slightly slide, so we advise tricks that can be chemical fixing. So the use of polyurethane foam, so we do not put the sheaths, but we put a foam, or we can use some wires connected to the perimeter walls to which you link the ballast. In this way, you create a sort of break to the system. Regarding special cases, we still offer a technical advice service, and potentially we can also make detailed analysis.
Yes, exactly, Gerald. Now let's sum up what we talked about today. Sun Ballast can support you in your design of PV systems, both on flat roofs and ground installations. We saw all the fields of application on which we can use Sun Ballast products. We have different solutions. Today, particularly, we saw the connect system to solve two problems, which are the wind resistance and load on the roof. As you know, there are a lot of problems on site and during the design phase. Our priority as Samballast is to give to our clients the best technical and economic solution. Today we went through these two topics, but it is in our interest to explain to you all our solutions in the different webinars that we are organizing. Shortly, you will receive a brief survey of 3 questions to see with you what is the solution we need to talk about in the next event. So I invite you to spend just a couple of minutes to answer the survey so we can analyze the result and organize the next webinar. Here you can find our contact details. It's my email address and my direct number. Also for my colleague, his email address and direct number. And below you have the website where you can see our different solutions. I hope to see you again soon and I wish you a great day and thank you very much again.
Thank you.